So let's just talk about some of the practices that you as the Competition Commission have become aware of, particularly as it may relate to COVID-19 and dealing with the pandemic. Some of the things we are hearing are really quite alarming.
Bongani, yes, it's back to school time, and once again, as we have done over the years, we are back creating awareness about competitive procurement in schools. We're going to continue to do this until we see widespread compliance across the board, particularly during these unique times that we are living under. We expect schools to comply with the guideline on school uniform that was published by the National Department of Basic Education. And this circular really reminds schools about what we expect of them in terms of conduct. We firstly expect SGBs to review the arrangements that they have with suppliers, particularly the long-term contracts and exclusive contracts. And then secondly, we expect schools to create a procurement regime that's considerate of costs, particularly under the COVID times we are living in. You know, schools should not force parents, for example, to procure branded masks or to purchase sanitizers from particular vendors, or to force children to purchase additional items, in the name of hygiene and clothes rotation. So these are just some of the parameters that we raise in the circular.
So, you basically are saying now it should be okay, for example, if schools are concerned about hygiene and, say, the wearing of particular items on consecutive days, it should be okay for schools to allow learners to wear civilian clothing on designated days.
Bongani, these are decisions for SGBs to make. I think the issues we are raising here is really just creating a school procurement regime that is considerate of costs. For example, this is an issue we've raised even prior to COVID. Schools could consider whether some of their school uniform items or even stationary items and other learning-related materials really need to be unique and branded, or whether they cannot convert those to be generic. Often we know that generic items tend to be cheaper.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.